Have you ever stood alone while the world around you whispered, "You can't do it. You're not enough. You will fail"? I am here to tell you, it does not matter what they believe. It matters what you believe. There comes a moment in every man's life, a moment so raw, so powerful, when he must make a choice, give up or rise up. And that moment is now. When they don't believe in you, you must believe harder. When they laugh at your dreams, you must work harder. When they doubt your abilities, you must push yourself beyond your limits. Because the truth is simple. Nobody owes you belief. Nobody owes you support. Nobody owes you a chance. You must create it. You must seize it. You must build it brick by brick with your own two hands, fueled by your own burning desire. The skeptics, the doubters, the critics, they have no power over you unless you hand it to them. So I ask you today, will you allow their doubts to define your destiny? Or will you rise up stronger, fiercer, unstoppable? The choice is yours. Push yourself when they don't believe. Push yourself when it hurts. Push yourself when no one is clapping. Push yourself because victory belongs to the bold. Are you ready? Let's begin. Doubt. The invisible chain that has imprisoned more dreams than failure ever has. The silent whisper that tells you, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you're wasting your time. But listen to me carefully. Doubt is not your enemy. It is your test. It is the gatekeeper standing between who you are today and who you have the power to become. You see, when the world doubts you, it is offering you a gift, the opportunity to define yourself not by their beliefs, but by your own conviction. Think about it. Every man who has achieved greatness has walked through the valley of doubt. Edison when he failed thousands of times to invent the light bulb. Lincoln when he lost election after election before becoming one of the greatest presidents in American history. Carnegie, when people laughed at his dreams of building an empire of steel. They were doubted, they were ridiculed, they were dismissed, and yet they endured. Not because they were immune to doubt, but because they learned the greatest secret of all. Doubt, when properly understood, becomes the forge that strengthens the spirit. When others question you, they are not revealing your weaknesses, they are revealing their own. They are projecting their own fears, their own failures, their own limitations onto you. But you, my friend, are not obligated to accept their fears as your own. You are not here to live small because others have chosen to shrink. No, you are here to expand, to grow, to conquer, to rise. You are here to take the bricks they throw at you and build your fortress. Every time someone says you can't, it is another stone for you to climb higher. Every time they laugh, it is another gust of wind to lift your wings. Every time they doubt, it is another reason for you to sharpen your will, ignite your spirit, and push forward. You must understand, no one will hand you belief. No one will grant you permission to pursue your dream. No one will carry your banner to the top of the mountain. That is your task. Yours alone. The world will test you. It will question you. It will resist you, and you must smile in the face of that resistance and declare, "I will not be denied. I will not be deterred. I will not be defeated." Because greatness is reserved for the few who have the courage to move forward. Not in the absence of doubt, but in spite of it. You must become your own believer. You must become your own supporter. You must become your own greatest champion. And one day those who doubted you will say, "I always knew you could do it." And you will smile not in anger, but in triumph, knowing the truth. It was never about what they believed. It was always about what you believed. So I ask you again, is doubt your executioner, or is it your fuel? Will you allow their disbelief to bury your dreams? Or will you rise stronger, fiercer, with a fire in your soul that no doubt can extinguish? The choice is yours. The victory awaits. There is a brutal truth that few dare to speak. No one is coming to save you. There will be no knight in shining armor. No magical moment. No sudden hand reaching out to lift you to greatness. If you are to rise, it must be by the strength of your own will. If you are to succeed, it must be by the power of your own persistence. You must push yourself because no one else will do it for you. The world does not owe you success. It does not owe you recognition. It does not owe you applause. It does not owe you understanding. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything. You owe it to yourself to get up when you are knocked down. You owe it to yourself to keep walking when your legs are trembling. You owe it to yourself to keep believing when your mind is filled with doubt. It is easy to wait for encouragement. It is easy to wait for support. It is easy to wait for a sign. But champions do not wait. Champions move. Champions fight. Champions act, even when the world stands silent. You must become the force that drives you forward. You must become the voice that shouts, "Keep going." You must become the storm that refuses to be stopped. There will be days when you feel invisible. There will be days when you feel forgotten. There will be days when you wonder if anyone even notices how hard you are trying. And in those moments, you must remember, you are not doing this for their applause. You are doing this for your destiny. You are building something that cannot be seen yet. You are crafting a future that has not yet been born. You are sculpting a masterpiece that the world has not yet recognized. And every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every painful step is laying another stone in the foundation of your future. Push yourself. Push beyond the pain. Push beyond the fatigue. Push beyond the fear. Because on the other side of your greatest effort lies your greatest victory. And one day when you stand atop the mountain you once thought impossible to climb, you will not look back and thank the world for believing in you. You will look back and thank yourself for refusing to quit, for refusing to bend, for refusing to listen to the voice of doubt. So I ask you now, when it gets hard, will you wait for someone to push you? Or will you be the one who pushes yourself harder, faster, stronger, further? The answer you give will decide the life you live, before you allow doubt to conquer you. Remember this eternal truth. Every man, every woman who ever achieved greatness was once called a fool, a dreamer, a madman. They were laughed at, they were mocked, they were ridiculed, and still, they rose. Thomas Edison. The man who gave us the electric light was told by his teachers that he was too stupid to learn anything. Imagine that the man who illuminated the world was once considered unteachable, unworthy, insignificant. But Edison did not listen. He chose to listen to a voice greater than the voices of doubt, the voice within himself, and that voice led him through 10,000 failures, through darkness, frustration, exhaustion, ridicule, until finally he found the light. Henry Ford was laughed out of boardrooms. They told him, "The horse is here to stay. Automobiles are a passing fad." They mocked his vision of a car that every man could afford, but Henry Ford saw what others could not see. He believed when no one else did. He pushed when others would have surrendered. And today his name is a monument to perseverance. The Wright brothers, mere bicycle mechanics, dared to believe they could build a machine that would fly. Scientists called them fools. Newspapers ridiculed them. Neighbors whispered behind their backs. But they knew something the world had forgotten. Dreams are not built with permission. They are built with faith, with fire, with relentless effort. And on a cold December morning in 1903, when their fragile craft lifted into the sky, they did not just break the laws of gravity. They shattered the chains of doubt that had held mankind to the earth for millennia. Marshall Field stood amid the ashes of the Great Chicago Fire. Everything he had built destroyed. Dreams reduced to smoke and rubble. Others fled. Others gave up. But Field stood firm. He closed his eyes, and where others saw ashes, he saw opportunity. Where others saw destruction, he saw destiny. He rebuilt bigger, stronger, grander, because he refused to let temporary defeat become permanent failure. Now I ask you, what do these men have in common? Was it luck? Was it privilege? Was it fate? No, it was belief. It was persistence. It was the refusal to bow to the opinions of those too small to see the vision. They all heard the voices of doubt. They all felt the weight of criticism. They all faced storms of failure, but they understood something vital. The only true failure is surrender. The only real defeat is giving up. And so they fought, and so they endured, and so they conquered. Now it is your turn. You who carry dreams within you, dreams yet unseen by the world, dreams that the timid will call foolish dreams, that the fearful will call impossible. You must decide. Will you be silenced by doubt? Or will you, like Edison, Ford, the Wright brothers, Fields stand tall against the storms. Push forward through the ridicule. Rise beyond the limitations others try to impose upon you. Understand this. The crowd will never cheer for you at the beginning. They will not believe until you succeed. They will not support until you win. They will not admire until you have endured. But when you endure, when you push through the fires of doubt, when you build your dream with your own hands, your own sweat, your own indomitable spirit, then and only then will the world stand in awe. They will call you lucky. They will call you blessed. They will call you genius. But you will know the truth. You were simply willing to push yourself when no one else would. Push yourself when they laugh. Push yourself when they doubt. Push yourself when you are alone in the fight. Because history does not remember those who quit. It remembers those who refuse to surrender. You are writing your story right now. Write it in bold strokes. Write it with courage. Write it with the fire of your own belief. And when the doubters are long forgotten, your legacy will endure. Persistence. The unseen force that shapes destinies. The invisible power that turns ordinary men into legends. Without persistence, dreams die quietly in the night. Without persistence, talents wither away into forgotten potential. Without persistence, even the grandest visions become nothing more than fantasies. But with persistence, everything changes. It is not enough to wish. It is not enough to want. It is not even enough to believe. You must persist. You must decide every single day to continue even when the road is hard, even when the nights are long, even when the world says it's over. Persistence is not about never falling. Persistence is about rising every single time you fall. It is about looking failure in the eye and saying, "You may slow me down, but you will not stop me." It is about enduring the rejection, the ridicule, the setbacks, the heartbreak, and pushing forward anyway. It is about understanding that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he succeeded in creating the light bulb. Imagine if he had stopped at 1,000 failures, or 2,000, or 9,000. Imagine the darkness we would still live in had he surrendered one step before the breakthrough. Abraham Lincoln faced defeat after defeat, business failures, election losses, personal tragedy, but he persisted. And because he did, the course of history was forever changed. Persistence is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the muscle that grows stronger with every challenge. It is the fire that refuses to be extinguished by the winds of adversity. Many people start with enthusiasm. Many people dream big dreams. Many people take the first few steps boldly, but only a few persist when the journey becomes hard. Only a few keep walking when the applause fades. Only a few fight on when the night is long and the morning feels too far away. And those few, those who persist beyond the pain, those who persist beyond the failures, those who persist beyond the fear, they are the ones who change the world. Persistence demands that you show up, again and again and again, long after everyone else has gone home. It demands that you get up after being knocked down, not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes. It demands that you believe in the power of your vision, even when there is no evidence yet that it will succeed. Because the truth is this: you are closer than you think. You are closer to the breakthrough, closer to the victory, closer to the life you have dared to dream. But you will never know unless you persist. So I ask you now, when the journey gets rough, will you quit? Or will you dig deeper, push harder, fight longer? Will you let temporary defeat steal your destiny? Or will you turn it into the fuel that propels you to greatness? The choice is yours, and greatness is waiting on the other side of your persistence. Push yourself, persist, endure, and you will emerge unstoppable. Rejection. The word alone carries pain. The feeling of doors closing, the feeling of voices silencing your dreams, the sting of not being seen, not being heard, not being chosen. But listen closely. Rejection is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation. Every no you hear, every door slammed in your face, every look of doubt, every laugh behind your back is a sign that you are on the right path, the hard path, the worthy path, the path reserved for the few who dare to climb it. You see, if your dreams were easy, everyone would chase them. If greatness required no struggle, everyone would wear the crown. but life-wise and just, places obstacles along the path to greatness, not to destroy the worthy, but to separate them from the ordinary. Rejection is the fire that purifies. It burns away the parts of you that are weak, uncertain, timid. It strips you down to the core of who you really are. It forces you to ask yourself, how much do I really want this? When the world says no, your heart must roar back, yes. When the doors close, your spirit must break through the walls. Do not fear rejection. Do not resent it. Do not allow it to define your worth. Instead, thank it. Thank rejection for revealing who you are becoming. Thank it for sharpening your edge. Thank it for teaching you resilience no easy victory could ever provide. The truth is simple. Rejection is a rite of passage. It is the toll every dreamer must pay on the road to destiny. Every visionary has walked this road. Edison, Ford, Lincoln Field. Their paths were littered with failures, mockery, dismissals. They were told, it's impossible. You're foolish. You will never succeed. And yet they kept moving forward. They used every no as fuel. They allowed every rejection to carve deeper roots of determination. You must do the same. Because rejection is not the universe telling you to quit. It is the universe asking you, are you willing to keep fighting for what you say you want? Every no refines your purpose. Every closed door strengthens your persistence. Every disappointment builds the muscles of courage. And in time, if you persist, if you endure, if you continue to push, when all logic says to stop, those no's will turn into yeses. Those closed doors will open. Those who doubted you will have no choice but to stand in awe. You see, rejection does not prevent destiny, it perfects it. There is a story unfolding inside of you, a story so powerful, so extraordinary that it demands trials, tests, and storms to fully be born. When you are rejected, you are being prepared. Prepared to carry the weight of the blessing that is coming. Prepared to handle the success that will soon be yours. So next time you are turned away, next time you are overlooked, next time you are told you are not good enough, smile, because you know the truth. You are being strengthened. You are being sharpened. You are being made ready. Thank rejection. Welcome it. Embrace it as a friend on your journey. Push yourself harder every time the world says no. Push yourself deeper every time the door closes. Push yourself with greater fire, greater force, greater faith. Because the life you are building, the destiny you are forging, the victory you are chasing, demands nothing less than your complete, unstoppable persistence. You are not defined by who accepts you. You are defined by how fiercely you pursue your calling. Push yourself. Push through the rejection. Push until nothing and no one can deny your greatness. The world will not hand it to you. You must claim it, and you will, if you refuse to quit. If you wish to rise above the masses, if you wish to conquer the mountains of your dreams, if you wish to silence the doubts, the fears, the voices that say you cannot. There is one weapon you must wield without hesitation, without apology, without compromise. Definiteness of purpose. It is the foundation upon which all greatness is built. It is the light that pierces through the fog of uncertainty. It is the compass that guides you when the storms rage and the night is long. Without definiteness of purpose, you are a ship without a rudder drifting aimlessly at the mercy of every wave, every wind, every whisper of distraction. But with definiteness of purpose, you are a force of nature. You are unstoppable. You are inevitable. Listen closely. Vague desires lead to vague results. Weak intentions lead to weak outcomes. Hesitant dreams create hesitant lives. You must know exactly what you want. Not wish, not hope, not maybe someday. You must decide with all the clarity, all the conviction, all the power of your soul. This is who I am. This is what I am destined to achieve. This is what I will accomplish no matter the cost. Definiteness of purpose transforms dreams into plans. It transforms plans into actions. It transforms actions into triumphs. It sharpens your mind like a blade. It focuses your energy like a beam of pure fire. It aligns your heart, your soul, your spirit into one unstoppable march toward your destiny. You see, the world does not bend for the uncertain. It bends for the committed. It yields for the determined. It opens its treasures only for those who refuse to be denied. You must burn away every shred of doubt. You must destroy every path of retreat. You must declare to yourself and to the universe, I will achieve this goal. I will live this vision. I will become this person. And nothing will stop me. There is magic in commitment. There is power in decision. There is a supernatural force that awakens when a man or woman dares to live with definiteness of purpose. Opportunities appear where there were none before. Allies come forth from unexpected places. Strength you never knew you possessed rises within you like a tidal wave. But none of it begins until you decide, until you stake your life upon your purpose, until you say, this is who I am and I will not live one more day pretending otherwise. It is not enough to simply want success. You must demand it of yourself. You must breathe it. You must bleed for it. You must be willing to pay any price, cross any desert climb, any mountain endure, any storm to see it come to pass. And every day you must remind yourself, this is my purpose, this is my destiny, and I will live it fully, fearlessly, relentlessly. Do not allow the opinions of the doubters to sway you. Do not allow the fears of the timid to infect you. Do not allow the failures of others to become the boundaries of your own dreams. Stand firm. Stand bold. Stand certain. When the storms come, and they will, your definiteness of purpose will be your anchor. When the nights grow dark, and they will, your definiteness of purpose will be your flame. When the voices of fear and doubt grow loud, and they will, your definiteness of purpose will be the roar that drowns them out. You are not here to live small. You are not here to die with your dreams still inside you. You are here to fulfill the purpose that was planted in your soul before you ever drew your first breath, and that purpose is waiting for you to claim it. Definiteness of purpose is not just an idea, it is a way of life. It is the line you draw in the sand, the line you vow never to retreat from. It is the sword you wield. It is the shield you carry. It is the heartbeat of your unstoppable journey toward greatness. So I challenge you now. Declare your purpose. Write it down. Carve it into your mind, your heart, your very spirit, and then live it with every thought, every breath, every step. Because the man or woman who lives with definiteness of purpose is the man or woman who bends the very forces of destiny to their will. You have that power within you. It is time to unleash it. Push yourself. Sharpen your purpose. Live with unshakable certainty, and watch the impossible bow before your feet. Right now, in this very moment, you are writing the story of your life. Not with a pen, not with a keyboard, but with every choice you make, every thought you allow, every action you take or refuse to take. You are the author. You are the architect. You are the builder of the legacy that will one day stand in your name. The question is not whether you are writing a story, you are. The real question is, what kind of story are you writing? Is it a story of fear or of courage? Is it a story of surrender or of triumph? Is it a story of dreams deferred or dreams realized? Every day you are handed a blank page. Every morning a new chapter begins. And how you choose to fill it with boldness or with hesitation, with faith or with doubt, with persistence or with excuses, will determine the life you live and the legacy you leave behind. You must understand this. The world will try to write your story for you. It will hand you scripts of mediocrity. It will offer you roles of limitation. It will whisper, stay small, stay safe, stay ordinary. But you were not born for a story written by someone else's hand. You were not created to live out someone else's fears. You were made to write a story of defiance, of determination, of destiny. You were made to stand at the helm of your own fate and declare, this is my life, this is my journey, and I alone will decide how this story ends. Your challenges are the plot twists that reveal your character. Your failures are the chapters that make the victory sweeter. Your rejections, your setbacks, your nights of doubt. They are not the end of your story. They are the makings of a hero's journey. Think of it. Every great story ever told is filled with struggle. Every hero you admire faced overwhelming odds. Every triumph you celebrate was forged in the fires of adversity. No one remembers the one who never dared. No one sings songs about those who played it safe. The world honors those who pushed forward, those who fought when it would have been easier to quit, those who chose faith over fear, action over hesitation, purpose over comfort. You are standing right now at the crossroads of your own story. You can choose to let life happen to you, or you can choose to happen to life. You can choose to accept the ordinary, or you can choose to demand the extraordinary. You can choose to fade quietly into the background of existence, or you can choose to rise up and write a story that echoes across generations. A story of resilience, a story of courage, a story of dreams made real through relentless action, a story that one day others will point to and say, "Look there." That is what it means to live fully. That is what it means to fight for a dream. That is what it means to refuse to be defeated. But it begins now, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when the conditions are perfect. Now, in this breath, in this moment, this is your pen, this is your page, this is your life. Push yourself beyond the fears. Push yourself beyond the doubts. Push yourself beyond the limits that once held you captive. Because the story you are writing will one day be the monument that stands in your name. Make it a story worth reading. Make it a story worth remembering. Make it a story that inspires others to rise after you. Write your story in bold letters. Write it with fire. Write it with glory. Write it so that even in the darkest of nights, your life will shine as a light for all who come after. Push yourself and write the masterpiece you were born to create. One day they will tell your story. Not because you never fell, but because you fell and you refused to stay down. Not because you were never doubted, but because you were doubted and you kept believing. Not because the path was easy, but because you chose to walk it, even when it was lined with obstacles, with rejection, with storms. They will remember you, not for your victories alone, but for the battles you fought when no one was watching, for the moments you pushed forward when everything inside you screamed to quit, for the days you held on when others would have let go. Victory is not handed to the strongest. It is earned by those who are willing to endure the longest, to persist the fiercest, to fight the hardest. You must understand, you are not here to live a life of quiet desperation. You are here to burn your mark into the very fabric of history. You are here to show the world what it looks like to believe when no one else does, to stand when no one else will, to succeed, not because it was easy, but because you made it inevitable through sheer will. The world will doubt you, the storms will test you, the failures will wound you, but none of it can defeat the soul that refuses to surrender. Your story is still being written, your masterpiece is still being painted, your greatest chapter is still ahead of you. The question is not whether you will be tested, you will. The question is not whether you will be doubted, you will. The question is, will you push yourself when they don't believe? Will you rise when you are knocked down? Will you fight on when the world has turned its back? Will you become the author of your destiny, no matter the cost? Because if you do, if you push when others pull back, if you move when others freeze, if you fight when others surrender, then nothing will stop you. Not rejection, not failure, not fear, not doubt. You will become unstoppable. You will become inevitable. You will become a force so powerful, so relentless, that even the mountains will bow before you. Push yourself. Believe in yourself. Prove yourself. Not to the world, but to the one person who truly matters. You. Your dream is waiting. Your destiny is waiting. Your future is waiting. But it will not wait forever. Now is the time. Now is the hour. Now is the moment. Push yourself when they don't believe. Push yourself when it hurts. Push yourself when you feel alone. Push yourself until the world has no choice but to stand in awe. This is your life. This is your story. This is your time. Push yourself and conquer.